Around this time of the year, many North Dakota homeowners start asking the question, what is my escrow and why did it change? It's a mysterious mortgage term that homeowners often don't fully understand.
Bell Bank mortgage lenders Keely Schlichting and Sarah Mastira have all of Escrow Explained. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Good morning.
So let's start with the most basic question. What exactly is an escrow account?
So it is an account within your actual mortgage loan that holds a portion of your monthly payment that goes to pay your property taxes and homeowners insurance when they come due within the year. So it's kind of a forced savings account, within your own loan.
And that can change. And this time of the year, you get your tax bill. And you don't necessarily know if your escrow covered it. And sometimes it changes. Why does it sometimes change? And sometimes you fall short.
Right, it can definitely, as you mentioned, North Dakota property owners have received their property tax statements in December, and your escrow changes because your property tax have probably increased, or your homeowner's insurance has increased. And so your escrow portion of your payment increases to make up for those increases in our taxes and insurance.
So is there any way you can stop it from going up?
You can't ever, there's no such way of stopping your property taxes from going up. That's just kind of a given and out of our control. Homeowners insurance, that's really, again, a third party between who you have your insurance with. If you make changes to your policy, that's going to likely cause, and sometimes a decrease, but more than likely an increase. So those things are kind of out of our control. There's not really anything you can do to prevent it from never increasing, but there are times it can decrease. I don't want to say that it's only a one-way street.
It could decrease if a large project, maybe you've had some special assessments and they have been paid off. It could go down in that scenario. To some terms of where payments increase, if you purchase new construction and your 2-year tax abatement has expired, you are going to see that payment stair step up, which your lender should prepare you for that. Especially at the time of qualifying you.
Right. That's what came to mind right away, because I live in West Fargo and we built new and it was 2 years. I think you are alerted at the beginning of the 2 years, but 2 years later you're like, whoa, there's a big change. Do you see that? Do people come in and say, I forgot all about this?
Every time.
The most important forms you sign at closing are your mortgage, your note, and the estimate of real estate taxes for new construction, in my opinion. If you are purchasing new construction, because you get in that habit. This is my house payment, and then that abatement does come up, and those taxes do increase.
So obviously, it would vary on the price of your home and your neighborhood.
Yeah.
But on average, what are we talking about for the difference? If your house payment was $1,000, it can bump up to, or $1,500 to $1,800. I mean, after a tax abatement is over?
I would say, I think what we've typically seen, and again, it really does depend on where you live and the amount of specials and the taxes, but it's probably a good $200 to $300 increase per, adjustment each year, to your payment. So it is significant.
If you're at home and you're watching and you're thinking, well, I hope this doesn't happen to me, or I did get my property tax bill and oh my goodness, can you call throughout the year and just discuss this with you guys or with your banker or your loan person?
Anyone, call your lender. If they don't know, they'll get you in touch with the servicer. Yes, call. If in doubt, call. Every year when a tax, I shouldn't say the tax bill, but every state will do an escrow analysis on your account, and so they will readjust your monthly payment yearly to kind of take into consideration those changes. So at that time is where you'll either be able to pay the shortage, if there is one in that account, or you can take that shortage and pay for it over the course of the next 12 months. So you have some different, some options.
So say your escrow does come short and you have this big tax bill or this big bill and you're crying. What can you help with that? Can you make payments on that? All of a sudden you have Christmas debt, and then you have this big bill. It can be overwhelming.
It's the worst time to get that letter. Yeah, so again, you'll get a notice from your lender, and it's usually going to be after the holidays, thankfully. Escrow analysis for the state of North Dakota is typically done in March, so you'll be alerted at that time that you can either pay a lump sum right away, or here are your options, and you kind of get to choose what's best for you.
Yeah.
Important topic, yeah. Thank you, ladies, so much for coming in today.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, stay with us coming up. It's been freezing here in the Fargo area, and